Today we're going to talk about the parable of the vineyard, Matthew 20. This parable gives everybody fits. You have to rearrange your thinking. I know the first 4 or 5 times I read the Bible, every time I hit this, I said, how unfair. But it's a symbol of the kingdom of heaven. So how could it be unjust? It is just. We're just not looking at it correct. So let's dive in. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went, and about the third hour he saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatever so is right, I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hours, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why standeth ye here all day idle? And they said unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatever is right, that shall ye receive. So when even had come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto the steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last to the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. 13-16. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way, and I will give unto this last even unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine eye evil because I am a good? So the last man shall be first, and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few chosen. Let's break this down. Just because you think it's unjust doesn't mean it's unjust. Justice is the standard that God sets. He's the arbiter of justice. So let's figure this out. It seems very unfair that somebody would have to labor the whole day and get the same reward that someone who just labored for an hour. Let's put this into a different. Let me kind of modernize this and let me say it this way. Instead of a vineyard, let's have a bus. Let's say this bus comes past your house every day and stops in front of your house, just like a school bus, but it's the kingdom of God. It's calling you. And when the bus comes, you look, there's a few people on the bus. And when the bus is filled, when you get on this bus, the driver tells you, go to the rear of the bus and we will be filling this bus from the rear forward. So, some people get on the bus right away because they don't want to miss out on the kingdom of God. So they get on the bus. And every other people, they watch the bus come and say, yeah, I'm going to get on the bus one day. I'm going to do this. I want to go to kingdom of heaven. So I'm going to get on this bus. And the cares of the world stop you. I'll do it later. I'm doing this. Like Jesus says, I'm proving my ox. So I'm too busy. So, but then eventually people get on the bus. And each time as the bus passes, your life goes on and on and on. So finally you get to the end of your life. And you say, gee whiz, I got to get on the bus. It's right now or never. So you get one of the front seats. So the bus pulls into the kingdom of God. And how do you get off the bus? Obviously the opposite way, from the front out. So the people in the front get their reward going into heaven, and the people in the back get their reward as was promised to them in the beginning. So now let's think about this. Why is this just? Think about this. If we are Christians and we are believers in God and Jesus, and we understand that, I know me as a Christian, I can speak for myself as a Christian. I don't worry about anything. God's got this. I'm along for the ride. I'm sitting on the bus. Even though I didn't get on the bus, I was on the bus, I got off. And not till years later did I get back on the bus because I realized. But when you're not on the bus, you worry about everything, the cares of the world, everything bothers you. But when you're on the bus, God has it. So you're not bothered by anything. So that's the whole nutshell in a bus. Now, let's go back. Let's go back to the parable. Let me ask you this. If we interviewed all the laborers and said, tomorrow the same man is going to hire again, would you say, well, everybody else got on, other people got on in the 11th hour. Why don't I wait to the end of the day and I'll only work a day? I'll only work an hour that day. Or would you say, I would get on in the beginning? Now, here's the difference. Think of a laborer. What is he thinking? He's waiting to get hired. He needs money. He needs food. He needs to feed his kids. So you get picked at 8 o'clock in the morning. You've got it. You're golden. You don't worry about nothing. We're eating. We're taken care of. You get on, let's say, the 6th hour, and now you're starting to get nervous. Hey, what if I don't get hired? How am I going to eat? How's my family going to eat? You get to the 9th hour, you got a lot more panic there. Hey, it's late in the day. Nobody's going to hire me. What's going to happen? I'm not going to, even if they do hire me, I'm not going to make enough money to feed my family. How's this going to work? When you get to the 11th hour, you're at absolute panic because there's an hour left in the day and nobody's going to hire you. So you and your family are not eating that day. So this is the whole thing in a nutshell. By working the whole day, you had a stress-free life. By waiting to the end, it's a panic. Almost like people going for an airplane. Some people get to the airport and they sit at the gate 2 hours before because they know they're not going to miss their plane. And other people tear through the airport with anxiety because they heard the last call of their plane before the door closes. So they're in an absolute panic. And when you get on the plane, who's relaxed? Yeah. So I think that covers this parable in a nutshell. Really is just. Don't look for injustice in God's parables or in Jesus's parables and in God's kingdom. God is the arbiter. And you